How did the Ottoman Empire go from being a small Turkish state to ruling over 3 continents? And what caused this once great power to eventually collapse? Join us as we explore the fascinating history of the Ottoman Empire. The story of the Ottoman Empire is one of ambition, conquest, and cultural richness. The empire traced its origins back to the nomadic Oghuz Turks, who migrated to Anatolia in the 11th century. But it was under the leadership of Osman I in the late 13th century that the seeds of the Ottoman state were truly planted. With a well-disciplined army and a desire for expansion, Osman laid the foundation for what would become a vast and powerful empire. From these humble beginnings, the Ottomans began their slow but steady march to prominence. One of their most significant early victories was the capture of the Byzantine capital of Constantinople in 1453. This event marked a turning point in history as the city, renamed Istanbul, became the seat of the Ottoman Caliphate and a symbol of the empire's growing power. By the end of the 15th century, the Ottoman Empire had emerged as a major player on the world stage, controlling territories that stretched from the Balkans to the Middle East. But it was during the 16th and 17th centuries that the empire reached its zenith under the reign of Suleiman the Magnificent. During his 5-decade rule, the Ottoman military machine proved nearly unstoppable, conquering vast stretches of land in Hungary, the Middle East, and North Africa. At its peak, the Ottoman Empire encompassed a staggering 25 to 30% of the world's population, making it one of the largest empires in history. The secret behind the Ottomans' success lay in their military might. The elite infantry unit, known as the Janissaries, played a pivotal role in the empire's expansion, instilling fear among their enemies. These soldiers were not only fierce fighters, but also highly disciplined and well-trained, forming an elite force that was instrumental in many Ottoman victories. The empire's vast size and diverse population also contributed to its strength, providing a large pool of potential soldiers and administrators to maintain its massive armies. Moreover, the Ottomans' sophisticated administrative system ensured that resources were efficiently allocated, facilitating the smooth functioning of such a sprawling empire. Under Suleiman's rule, Istanbul became a hub of trade and cultural exchange, attracting merchants and scholars from across the known world. The city's bustling bazaars overflowed with exotic goods from Asia, Africa, and Europe. At the same time, Ottoman architects left an indelible mark on the skyline with masterpieces like the Suleymaniye Mosque, a testament to the empire's wealth and cultural sophistication. As the sun set on the 18th century, however, the winds of change began to stir across the Ottoman Empire. While the empire had flourished for centuries, a multitude of factors started to erode its foundations, setting the stage for a long and gradual decline. One of the first cracks to appear was in the Ottoman military. The once invincible Janissaries, symbols of the empire's military prowess, gradually became a liability. Over time, they evolved from elite soldiers into an unruly and undisciplined mob, more interested in personal gain than in serving the empire. This decline in military effectiveness was further exacerbated by the weakening of the central authority. As provincial governors amassed wealth and power, they began to assert their independence, chipping away at the empire's unity. The military, unable to project its former strength, struggled to contain rebellions or launch ambitious campaigns, leaving the borders vulnerable and the empire exposed. Meanwhile, the rest of Europe was undergoing a dramatic transformation during the 18th century. The scientific revolution and the Enlightenment had ignited a spirit of innovation and critical thinking that would soon culminate in the French Revolution. In contrast, the Ottoman Empire seemed stuck in a bygone era, unable to keep pace with the advancements and ideas sweeping across the continent. To make matters worse, the Ottoman Empire found itself caught in the middle of a power struggle between 2 rising European nations, Britain and France. Each vying for dominance, both saw the Ottomans' weakness and exploited it to their advantage. Secret treaties, economic sanctions, and covert support for rebellions became the norm, all aimed at weakening the Ottoman hold on their territories. In response, the Ottoman leaders made a valiant effort to reform and modernize the empire. The Tanzimat era marked a significant step in this direction, introducing Western-style legal and educational institutions and embracing industrialization. However, these reforms came too late to prevent the empire's decline. The genie of nationalism had already been unleashed in Europe, and it would not be denied. As the 19th century dawned, various ethnic groups within the Ottoman Empire, such as the Greeks, Serbs, and Bulgarians, began to assert their own national identities. Inspired by the success of the Greek War of Independence against the Ottomans in 1821, these groups yearned for autonomy or even full independence. The empire's inability to quell these nationalist movements further drained its resources and weakened its stability. By the end of the 19th century, the Ottoman Empire was a shadow of its former self. Its population had dwindled due to disease and war, and its economy was on the brink of collapse. The empire had also lost much of its territory to European powers, who carved out their own spheres of influence within the crumbling Ottoman realm. Then came the First World War. When the conflict erupted in 1914, the Ottoman Empire joined the Central Powers, hoping to regain some of its lost glory. However, this proved to be a catastrophic mistake. The Ottoman campaign against the British in the Middle East was a disaster. The empire's outdated military and overextended supply lines proved no match for the British forces. As the war turned against the Central Powers, the Ottoman leaders knew they were on the losing side. In 1918, the British launched a final offensive that resulted in the capture of Istanbul. The war had effectively ended for the Ottoman Empire. On October 30th, 1919, the Turkish nationalists led by Mustafa Kemal Atatürk landed in the port of Samsun to take on the occupying Allied forces. After defeating the Greek army in a series of battles, they captured Ankara and proclaimed the Turkish Republic on October 29th, 1923. The following year, the Treaty of Lausanne was signed, which officially abolished the Ottoman Empire and reconfigured the region. Today, as we reflect on the Ottoman Empire's rich history, it's essential to acknowledge its significant contributions to world history. The Ottomans weren't just conquerors, they were innovators, artists, and patrons of learning. Their architectural marvels like the Hagia Sophia and the Blue Mosque continue to inspire awe. Likewise, their contributions to art, music, literature, and cuisine have left an indelible mark on global culture. Moreover, the Ottoman Empire stands out as a rare example of religious tolerance in a time when Europe was engulfed in religious conflicts. The empire's diverse population, comprising Muslims, Christians, and Jews, lived relatively harmoniously, contributing to a vibrant cultural mosaic. And yet, despite its accomplishments, the Ottoman Empire's legacy is often overshadowed by its demise. Many see the fall of the Ottomans as a necessary prelude to the rise of modern Turkey and the Arab world. The collapse of such a vast empire created a power vacuum that other European powers rushed to fill, leading to the establishment of numerous new nation-states in the region. The repercussions of this are still felt today in the complex web of geopolitics that characterizes the Middle East. As we conclude our exploration of the Ottoman Empire, let's take a moment to appreciate the complexity and richness of its legacy. It was an empire that straddled the boundaries of 3 continents, leaving behind a cultural heritage that enriched the world. While its story ended in decline and defeat, its impact resonates even today. In the bustling streets of Istanbul, you can still find echoes of the Ottoman grandeur in the exquisite tiles adorning a historic mosque or the intricate patterns on a traditional carpet. Similarly, the imposing ruins of Edirne and Topkapi Palace stand as silent sentinels to the empire's former glory. These tangible remnants of the past serve as a constant reminder of the empire's golden age and its lasting influence on Turkish culture and identity. Furthermore, the Ottoman Empire's story offers valuable lessons in leadership, adaptability, and the consequences of clinging too tightly to tradition in a rapidly changing world. The rise and fall of this once mighty empire serves as a cautionary tale, reminding us that even the greatest powers are not immune to decline. So as we bid farewell to this captivating chapter of history, let's carry with us the spirit of exploration, understanding, and appreciation for the rich tapestry of our shared human heritage. Whether you're captivated by the architectural wonders, the the tales of legendary sultans or the empire's enduring legacy, the Ottoman Empire will continue to fascinate and inspire for generations to come.